Has anyone listening at a customer object to price and how digital channels are much cheaper? If a customer objects based on price, then there is typically an underlying reason that needs to be uncovered. What it means when your buyer says is they don't have the budget or your product is too expensive is that you haven't sold them on the value. Using price as the reason is less personal than communicating the real reasons. And typically price objections are much easier for you as a salesperson to accept. All too often, salespeople take price objections at face value. Just because the buyer gives you a price objection doesn't mean that your price is too high. It most likely means that you've not effectively established the value in the mind of that buyer. If the buyer doesn't see the value of your solution, the price is always going to be too high. Let's see what our sales rep John's customer says when it comes to buying print.
Print and mail is just expensive. Digital channels, they're just better, and budgets are tight.
John's customer clearly sees a gap between price and value. John has two options to close the gap. He can lower the price or he can increase the value. Believe it or not, 75% of salespeople discount to close the gap. There is another option. What if you increased your value instead of decreasing your price? Here's the kind of market insight that John could use to demonstrate the real value to his customer. Selling value requires defining it first. A critical question to answer is, what value are you really delivering to the customer? Here's a sample of important digital print value proposition to share with your customers. First, reducing waste from overordering. With digital print, you can order the quantities you want. You have the flexibility to print 1, 10, 100, 100,000, or millions. You aren't put into a commitment issue of minimums. With this flexibility, you can reduce and/or eliminate inventory and reduce obsolescence, which greatly reduces the customer's risk. Second, you can improve results with targeted and relevant messaging. With digital print, you have the ability to personalize each and every piece. For example, you can print unique coupon codes for tracking purposes, or you can include unique images and text. Third, on-demand production. How often does your customer want to or need to print jobs? Do you find that they really need them on a monthly, weekly, or even a daily basis? If the files are ready, you can hit print. With digital print, you have the ability to determine what frequency and whether they can be on a schedule or printed on the fly. After defining value, you need to communicate it to your customer. There are 3 key steps to communicating that value. Explain precisely how your product or service solves the customer's problem. Is it less waste, faster time to market, lower postal rates, or enhanced brand awareness? Secondly, describe the specific benefits that your products deliver, and to the extent that you can, quantify those benefits. And finally, you need to tell that customer what your unique differentiation is. Why should they buy from you and not from a competitor? Creating and sharing customer success stories is another way to communicate value. I'd like to share with you 2 examples of print providers that are effectively using case studies to communicate that value proposition. The first is IWCO Direct, and they've got a series of case studies on their website. It talks about what the customer's challenge is, suggested strategies, execution, and overall business results. One of the interesting case studies that they talk to is Time Warner Cable. The case study highlighted the following results. Our new approach to strategy and creative drove a 33% lift in response. The new logo and graphics were leveraged across multiple Time Warner Cable business pieces to further strengthen the product identity with customers. From the case study, the company's sales staff could present the following sales messages. We could use a similar approach to drive results for your business. What would that lift in response rates be worth to you? The headline from a recent case study on the Data Mail website reads, Data Mail helps major financial institutions save millions. From this case study, the following sales message could be generated. The most significant cost for direct mail is postage. The solution that we're discussing could cut your postage costs by 20%. You can also use recent statistics. As an example, in the most recent DMA demand metrics study, marketers reported that direct mail yields a 5.1% response rate against a house list and a 2.9% response rate against a prospect list. Now, this contrasts with a 0.6 response rate to email against a house list and a 0.2 response rate against a prospect list. Marketing executives are looking for media options that deliver a response. Let's see how John handles this customer objection.
Print and mail is just expensive. Digital channels, they're just better, and budgets are tight.
Many of our clients share that concern, Chris. What they're learning is that the focus needs to be on using the right channels to deliver a return on investment for your marketing dollars. You indicated that the objective of your campaign is to generate new leads for your sales teams. When it comes to lead generation, targeted direct mail is the most effective channel. The latest Data and Marketing Association demand metrics study indicated that direct mail yields a 5.1% response against a house list and a 2.9% response against a prospect list, compared to email delivering at 0.6% response rate against a house list and a 0.2% response rate against a prospect list. We can work together to make sure we have the right target to affordably deliver the results you want.
What John demonstrated and what you need to demonstrate when you encounter this objection is that while there are multiple media options, print needs to be an integral part of the mix. You need to show customers how with print in the mix, they can make money, save time, save effort, reduce or eliminate pain, increase prestige, and improve response rates and ROI. Establishing at least one of these things is the beginning of the business case that explains why you're the right person and your company is the right company.